Hello everyone, welcome to Driving Production. In this episode, we're going to be reviewing the sound deadening we installed in the last episode. So I just wanted to do a comparison before and after of the sound deadening to kind of compare the decibel readings while driving at certain speeds, certain RPMs, things like that. So I downloaded just a regular decibel reader app on my phone to be able to do so, and then hopefully be able to compare the data. So what I wanted to do, I just wanted to do while we're here at standstill, just rev it a few times, kind of compare the readings from there, just from a standstill, different RPM, and then we'll go for a drive, compare different RPMs, different speed, see how that goes. So right now, after revving the car a few times just from a standstill, different RPMs, I can see that it peaked out at around 80 decibel, which isn't too bad. Honestly, it's not that bad just from a standstill. The RPM's not that bad, but if you've seen the exhaust video, I mentioned that it was between 2 and 3.5 RPM, 3,500 RPM, I should say. That was the worst, especially when under load, so higher gears on the highway or something if you're just passing. So it'll be interesting to see how much it affects the decibel, or if it's just vibration that kind of goes through the car. So it'll be interesting to see the results. So let's go for a test drive, check out the results we got before, and then we'll go after. Okay, so there is quite a bit of snow on the roads today. So it's hard to keep traction down at lower speed. So at 2,500 RPMs, doing about 80 kilometers an hour, I'm hovering around 80, 85, and that's in 4th gear. If I were to go to, let's say, 6, the RPM drops to 1.5 at 85 kilometers. The noise is still pretty loud. I mean, there's still some snow kind of bouncing off the car. So right now I'm hovering close to 3,000 RPM. I'm doing 60. I'm in 3rd gear. If I go maybe a quarter throttle, it's spinning a little bit because of the snow there, but I'll be reaching about 90 decibel. I think it'll be pretty interesting to see with the sound deadening if it'll actually affect the decibel reading, to see if it's actually going to make it quieter, or maybe it's really just the vibration that causes drone, or the rattle that makes the car per se loud, and not, I guess it wouldn't be measured in decibels. So that'll be quite interesting to see. So all the sound deadening is installed on the car. The noise in the cabin's about 65 or so. So I've been driving with the sound deadening on for a little while now, and the way I can compare it, it's as if you were hearing static on the radio, and putting some sound deadening didn't necessarily put down the volume, but cleaned up the sound. And I mean that towards the exhaust system, because I did this mostly to eliminate exhaust drone. So I wouldn't say the exhaust is quieter. I even installed a cargo cover, hoping that might affect it or do a difference. I didn't see much of a difference with this. The sound deadening, it did something, but I wouldn't say it did a huge thing in that department. One area I was quite surprised with is the sound quality of the sound system. So I think similar to the the grounding kit that I installed on this car a little while back. It did up the sound quality overall. So the bass is quite more punchy. The sound is clearer and it's louder. There's a lot less rattles in the door, and if I just open and close the door feels more weighted, like similar to a German car like our 335i. You can feel the weight of the door, and I wouldn't say it's as heavy, but it definitely added some weight to the door. So there's a few benefits. The ride is a bit quieter on the highway. You have a little bit less road noise and wind noise, so that's some benefit. Now we'll just take in some actual data to see how it goes, what are the numbers, and compare them on the road to see if it did a big difference. So yeah, let's go. First of all, I'll just rev the car a little bit to 3.5 to see how loud it is in the car now. All right, so I'll just rev the car a little bit. So that was revving it. I was about 2.5 to 3.5, 4,000 RPM. So you see the max we hit was 87 decibel right there. So with all that, let's go for a drive and see how the numbers compare. So I'll just do a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, and we'll see what kind of decibel ratings we have. Just so far, driving from my house to this corner, I'm hitting around 88, the maximum decibel that's that I read that it hit, which is only 2 decibel lower than the max we hit last time at 90, and I didn't even rev the car that loud. So we'll see how loud it gets when it goes all the way to red line through the gears, and we'll go from there. Max decibel hit was 89, so there's a 1 decibel difference, but that could have, I think that could have been like different factors. That day was snowing, so maybe the extra road noise could have made a difference. So right now I'm about 90 kilometers an hour. I'm at 1700 RPMs, and it's about 80 decibel, which is not bad. If I bring it up to about 100, see, at about 100 I'm still at 88, almost 90 decibel. So I'm still peaking at the decibel. So from the research I've been doing, I kind of realized that drone actually comes more from a frequency and not as per the actual volume like we're seeing today. So it might not be the most accurate way to figure out drone. As I see the sound deadening, it did help in some matters. Like it did quiet down a little bit. I wouldn't say it did a huge difference for exhaust noise. There's different ways I could have layered, I think, the sound deadening. If I really wanted to, I could have layered the outside sheet metal of either the door or the hatch, plus layer it on the inside sheet metal and the plastic trim around it. Maybe that would have helped, but like I mentioned in the other video, the car's rust proof for winter here in Canada, so because of the salt on the road, So I mean, it would have been difficult to remove the grease and all that, and just didn't want to go through that hassle. So would I recommend to do sound deadening to your car? Well, that really depends on, I think, your goal for why you're doing sound deadening. I did it to do the exhaust, to try to cut down on the exhaust drone, but I knew the added benefit. It was supposed to help the sound system, which was a benefit that I was looking for too. If it was only for the exhaust drone, I think I'd be pretty disappointed in this mod, because I don't think it did cut a little bit, like I mentioned, but not that much. But for the sound system, it did up the sound system and the sound quality. But then again, for the price of it and how much the sound quality came up, is it worth it? Yes and no, because I mean, I think it went up the same amount as if you were to install an aftermarket head unit, and so the sound quality went up still a fair amount. And I mean, an aftermarket head units can go hundreds of dollars, if thousands, if you go that route. So for $90-some, yeah, it could be worth it. But at the same time, I kind of go back to the grounding kit I did a few episodes back, and for I think $25 I paid. I think now it's at $35 Canadian. It kind of went up the same amount, or I mean, maybe the sound quality went up a little bit more, but it was about half, a little bit to more than a third of what the price of this is. So it's really up to you to judge if you want to go that route. If you want just a little bit quieter cabin to just have a little bit more comfort in your car. So that's what I'd have to say about the sound deadening. Let me know what you think in the comments below, if you've ever done it before or if it's something you'd like to do. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.